no bakers. I know how much you love my no-bake desserts. Also that you're big fans of Oreo cookies. So today we're gonna marry those two lovely things together and make a no-bake Oreo cheesecake. So let's get baking. We're gonna start out by making our Oreo cookie base. Now I'm gonna grind up my cookies in my food processor, but if you don't have a food processor, you can put them in a bag and bash them with a rolling pin. I don't bother to scrape out the filling of the Oreos, I just throw them in whole. Once your cookies are all ground up and nice and fine, we're gonna mix them with our melted butter and then just mix it all together. I think one of my favorite parts of the cheesecake is actually the base. Okay, our base is done, so we're gonna form it in the tin. So I've shown you this trick before, but I'm gonna show you again just in case you missed it. When you're using a spring-formed tin, I like to take off the base and actually flip it over. And then you have a nice smooth surface. So when you make a cheesecake, it will slide right off rather than get caught in the edge. And then just close up the tin as normal. Now just press your base into your spring-formed tin. This is a little bit of a dirty job, but that's okay. As you can see, my base is pretty thick, but like I said, it's my favorite part. We're gonna pop this in the fridge and get started on the rest of the cheesecake. Our next step in this recipe is to make the cream cheese filling. In the bowl of a stand mixer or a hand mixer, we're going to add in our room temperature cream cheese. Then add in your sugar and vanilla extract. Now we're gonna whip this mix on high until it becomes nice and thick. It's gonna take around 3 to 4 minutes. Once your cream cheese has whipped up, it's gonna be nice and moussey and thick, and this is exactly what we want. To this, we're gonna pour in our cream. We're going to turn the machine back on and whip up this mix really lovely and thick, but make sure you start it out low because you don't want the cream to splatter out everywhere. Perfect. And there you have it. This is your cheesecake base. It is that easy. There's no gelatin in this mix, so you need to get your base really thick so it sets without it. What this mix is just a plain cheesecake that you guys can get really creative with. Today I'm making Oreos, but you can add your own like candy bars, whatever your favorite flavor is, even Nutella. It's really, really great for just making whatever you want. Okay, you're gonna have to give this guy a taste. Yep, it's delicious. Okay, we're good to go. We're gonna add in our Oreos. Yum. Next, we're gonna crush up our Oreos to mix into our cheesecake. I'm gonna leave some bits chunky and then some bits fine because I like that nice bit of texture. And then straight into your cheesecake mix. Oh man, that is a thing of beauty. And then gently fold in your Oreos. This is such a pretty cheesecake. I know it's black and white, but it looks so nice. And there you have it. It is this easy to make no-bake cheesecake. If you guys like these recipes, then give this video a thumbs up. Now we're ready for the tin. Generously pile in half of your cheesecake mix. When I was growing up, my mom would make cheesecakes like this because baked cheesecakes weren't really a thing. And she would whip up cream cheese and cream, and then she would melt a block of lemon jelly and she would pour it in there and fold it in. And I still remember the flavor of it and the texture. And I remember thinking like, God, my mom is just the smartest woman ever. And I still would love one of those cheesecakes right now. I crushed up some more Oreos and I'm gonna add in a little sneaky layer into the middle of this cheesecake. That's a yummy surprise right there. Then we're gonna top this off with the rest of the cheesecake filling. Then just flatten out the top of the cheesecake. This is how you make a regular cheesecake extra big and bold. This cheesecake looks beautiful, but before we put it in the fridge, we're gonna give it a little tap on the counter and get out any air bubbles there might be. Okay, perfect. We're gonna put our cheesecake in the fridge while we go ahead and get our ganache ready to go on top. So for our ganache, we're going to put our chocolate in a bowl, heat up our cream until it's almost to a simmer, then take it off the heat and pour it directly over our chocolate. We're going to let it sit there for around 3 to 4 minutes and don't stir it, let it just naturally melt itself, and then go in and give it a little whisk to get out any lumps. And there you have it, that's your ganache. So we're going to pour our ganache onto the top of our cheesecake, but remember it makes a really good sauce for like ice cream sundaes, and also if you let it set and go hard, it makes really good chocolate truffles. When your ganache has cooled, we're going to pour it directly over the top of your cheesecake while it's still in the tin, so you get a beautiful finish to the top of your cheesecake. And if it's a little bit thick, spread it out with a spatula. Try not to move it too much. To smooth out your ganache, just tap your cheesecake onto the counter and it will just get rid of those lines. Okay, perfect. Our cheesecake is ready to be chilled. I'm going to put this in the fridge, and preferably you want to leave it overnight, but because there's no gelatin in this recipe, it doesn't set as hard as other cheesecakes would, so it does need extra time in the fridge. So you're talking overnight, maybe 12 hours minimum, and then you're good to go. I made a cheesecake yesterday, so it'll be ready for you guys to see, and this is what your cheesecake will look like. You have lovely layers of the base, the filling, and then the chocolate on top. I like to add the ganache on top because it gives it extra texture and also makes it a little bit fancy. And as you can see, there's our secret Oreo cookie layer. This cheesecake already looks beautiful, but I'm going to make it even better by piping little rosettes of cream all the way around the top, and then topping those off with each a little mini Oreo. Out of all the requests I get, I actually think Oreo cheesecake must have been one of the highest, so I really hope you guys like this recipe. you can't deny that this is such a beautiful looking dessert. If you guys get a chance to make this, then please share your photos with me on my social media like Instagram or Facebook, because I love to see them. I hope you guys are enjoying my no-bake desserts, and if you haven't done so already, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you back here again next Thursday for more bigger, bolder baking.